It is often called the world's best known and most reproduced portrait photo. A symbol of rebellion and revolution that became a fashion statement. And inspired a global industry in tacky merchandise. The sombre, handsome face of Ernesto Che Guevara continues to fascinate more than 40 years after his death. Now the man's life is the subject of a new film. A 4-hour biopic made by renowned director Steven Soderbergh.
He's great movie material is really what it comes down to. He had one of the most fascinating lives that I can imagine in the last century.
It's not the first time Guevara has been used as movie material. The Motorcycle Diaries focused on Guevara as a young man, an Argentinian medical student who was to become one of history's greatest revolutionary figures. His frustration with poverty and injustice led to a close friendship with Fidel Castro. He fought in Cuba's communist revolution and became one of the country's most powerful figures. But 7 years later, Guevara left Cuba to fight for new revolutions abroad. It was a decision that eventually led to his execution at the hands of Bolivian soldiers in 1967. This was the scene when his remains were returned to Cuba 30 years later. Just this week, a new statue of Che Guevara was erected in his native Argentina.
He was not an armchair individual. He did not sit back and simply complain about something. He was someone who decided to try to change the world, and I think that's why he's seen as an important icon of the modern age.
But there is a dark side to this icon. Experts describe Guevara as a ruthless guerrilla fighter that by today's standards could be branded a terrorist.
He has blood on his hands of all those individuals that he had summarily executed. And it really is for history to say whether those executions were necessary.
But those facts are not known widely enough to hurt T-shirt sales in London. Do many people buy this T-shirt?
Yeah, a lot of people buy this T-shirt, yeah. It's with the girls, the boys, old guy, young guys. Yeah, because everyone sees a famous guy and he was a very nice guy.
Guevara's fame is not yet absolute. Do you know who this man is?
Cousins. No. Bob Marley.
But he is not a man with an image problem.
I think he's a freedom fighter. You know, I see him as a person like Martin Luther King. You know, he was fighting for something. He was a great man.
A great man who fought capitalism only to become a consumer product and a movie hero. Phil Black, CNN, London.